Hey Gemini, it's Meg with Padmes, and I am doing your love reading for April 3rd through the 7th. And we're calling in our angels and guides of the highest vibrations of love and light, because I don't want to talk to anybody else. And you already have cards jumping out, Gem. This is also for Gemini Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So, what is going on with you this month, Gemini, in love? Let's see. All right, Gemini, this is the first thing that I'm noticing. I'm noticing the big picture, which is the feeling of juggling a bunch of things. You know, ultimately, this can be juggling two people, juggling two situations. It can be balancing work and life. I feel like more so this has to do with work. This is a love reading, but I feel like this has to do with balancing love and balancing work, or balancing the energy that you are giving to each of those things. I feel like the love situation wants more energy, time, and attention, and the work situation is getting the time and attention. So let's continue looking around at this. The first card that popped out, though, was the Five of Cups, but it came out sideways, which to me is more of a challenge in this. And it's almost like, here's the Five of Cups. So it's like, this is regret, this is feeling sorrowful, sad, but it's kind of like sorry, not sorry when it's coming out this way. So there's something about, you know, like, yeah, sorry, I'm juggling, but I'm not sorry because actually I really want to be doing what I'm doing. I want to be giving something more time and attention. The thing that I'm giving more time and attention to is the thing that I want to be focusing on. And somebody is a little upset about that. Um, and your higher self is talking about being stressed out about it, having anxiety about it. And in this particular deck, this lady has her hands over her ears like, no, I'm not even going to listen. I'm not going to listen to all of your needs and wants. I'm juggling the way I need to juggle, and I can't multitask any differently than I'm doing. Or that's what you're wanting to do, and you don't want anybody to give you any beef about it, that you don't want anybody to give you any trouble about it. Okay, so happening now and into the near future is the Devil card. This is literally Capricorn. This is a work card. So this can be obsessive work. This can also be not recognizing those themes or those cycles that are not serving you, and continuing the continuation of those things. Let's look at the heart of this situation, Gemini. We've got the Knight of Wands reversed, and we have Temperance. Right? This continues with the juggling. It's like, I go and put a fire out here, and then I go put a fire out here, and then I go put a fire out here, and then I go put a fire out here. So it's like this in and out energy that you're wanting to heal, but you keep healing it. It's just, it seems very, I'm also hearing that it's really repetitive. It's like the same fires, same fire, different demon kind of thing. Okay, so let's see. I want to look at your resistance. Oh, yeah. Well, that makes sense. I have resistance to making some boundaries, which ultimately means that there's momentum to continue this cycle, especially if you are not being action oriented and doing anything about it. Changing it is what I mean. So release the idea that you are going to be able to maintain solid emotions, solid emotional boundaries, just like solid emotional state by continuing to do this. Like, this is completely stressful. I will say this, your angels and guides are talking about this very much affecting a relationship and making the relationship feel separate, feel isolated, feel like instead of a relationship, we're two different people in two different worlds. Okay. Literally, your advice card is to slow it down. Slow down. Okay, so also your advice is talking about the slowest moving knight in the deck. He's talking about relationships. I'm hearing companionship too, but relationships. So this could be having to do with friendships, but the Lover's card. So this is also talking about identifying what kind of commitment you want to have in these different worlds. So with love, what kind of commitment do you want to have? This can be moving slowly, moving more slowly, but it also is talking about the solidity of the foundation. So your advice is talking to you about looking at that and being aware of it rather than happening now and into the near future, not being aware of it, overlooking it, not getting down to it. This sorry, not sorry business isn't going to fly. I mean, unless you want to make it's like the choice happens for itself. Somebody else is going to make the decision not to be around if you don't make the decision to not be around or to balance things out, slow down, balance things out. Let's look at your past, present, and future. It looks like in the past, this is the kind of thing that you've done before. So here is this devil card, these patterns and themes that are not serving you. And it's kind of like these are cycles that you've done in the past. And here they are coming back again because you need to make some boundaries that you're resistant to. So the lesson in this is making those boundaries. And I'm hearing staying safe. I feel like you're not making boundaries in order to stay safe. This is like, I'm trying to get out of identifying what this relationship is. I don't necessarily want to give it a label yet, is what I'm hearing, Gemini. What's happening in present time? Right. Okay. So here is your energy in present time. It's like, I've got everything under control and I'm also not grounding. I'm not grounding into any wow, what I'm hearing is I'm not grounding into any particular identity. And I think that's the relationship identity. I'm not grounding it into any label. And I'm also kind of keeping my options open because people see me as kind of a big deal. Like people, I'm getting a lot of recognition, I'm getting a lot of attention, but I feel like I can't make a commitment and continue to get this kind of attention. Here's the deal, Gemini. Your your trajectory is talking about moving on, moving forward and moving on. I'm going to get some clarification on this, but what this looks like is somebody else is moving on away from you, or you actually decide to make a decision and say, I'm moving forward and moving on from how we were, or I'm ending things and I'm moving forward. So there's definitely a moving on going here. Let's clarify what's happening. Aha. Okay, so there is a passionate new beginning. That is definitely what that is. So with this passionate new beginning, is this with the person that you are juggling all this stuff with, or is that a passionate new beginning with a new person? Let's see, Jem, what's going on. And what this looks like is I no longer have to sacrifice. I feel like this is a new person, Gemini. I don't feel like this is the person that is trying to make you make some labels and make some decisions and choices. I feel like this is a new person. I no longer have to sacrifice. This is this passionate new beginning where it seems like you move forward and things fall into place. It's like you don't have to make a choice. Everything melds together. Let's look a little bit more at that. I'm going to pull another one for your trajectory, Gemini. What's up? Whoa, yeah, this is a commitment. You're making some kind of agreement, some kind of commitment. This is the marriage card. This is the twin soul, twin flame card, 1111. Yep. And this, to me, somebody's going to be really pissed about this. Somebody's going to be telling you where to go. And I don't believe you're making the commitment to the person who is angry or upset about you not making labels. That's the person that is going to be, I feel like, talking to you, but and telling you how they feel, like what happened here. I don't think they were expecting this new passionate beginning from you. They were expecting this to come around somehow, and it came around, but not in the way that they were thinking that it would. Whoop, let's see, what's that? Right. This is not their wish. This is not what they wanted. Oh my gosh. Okay. So Gemini, this past person kind of, I feel like, right. they're having to switch channels right quick. It's like they weren't expecting this and they're like, oh, kind of stunned. And, you know, your advice is talking about figuring out how to commit what you want to commit to, slowing things down so that you can figure your stuff out. I even want to say figure it out work wise. But the thing that ends up happening is this passionate new endeavor. And it's like, it's fiery. It seems like it happens really fast. It seems like all of a sudden you're with this new person and this past person, right? They don't know what just happened. All of a sudden everything stopped. Let's look at this new person. Gemini, what's going on? Like, it just seems like you were so stressed out with this past person and they wanted these things, and it's not like they were asking for anything crazy, really. They wanted commitment. They wanted to, you know, this is what I'm hearing. They wanted to have the relationship experience. Uh-huh. But for whatever reason, you were not committing to that. And this new person, you get the Six of Swords over here, which is totally moving forward, moving away from troubled waters into, you know, a completely new category of life. And then you get the Eight of Cups, which is like emotionally being ready to move forward. It's even kind of like emotional freedom. I have released emotional ties to the past and I'm moving forward. And that wasn't necessarily an easy thing to do. But both of these moving on cards in the trajectory talking about a new fiery relationship. Okay, I want to ask a little bit more about what's happening now and into the near future. So that's the trajectory. It looks like there's a new person coming. Looks like they kind of come out of nowhere, or it happens really fast, like all of a sudden a decision's made. But what's happening now and into the near future? Okay, so this is about being partnered but acting single, or being partnered or in some kind of committed thing and being distracted. So here's this Devil card with some obsession, perhaps. This could be like workaholic. This could be, you know, this could be some toxic energy or obsessive energy, or, you know, patterns of themes that aren't on the straight and narrow. And then here we have happening now and into the near future that there's some distraction here. So this hot and fiery new thing seems like it might be the distraction, Gemini. But the deal is that that doesn't mean that this new person is toxic or a bad thing. It just means there's this overlap in relationship is what it looks like to me. And what it also looks like is, instead of actually making a decision, like a clean cut, clean break, there was an overlap. But this is you kind of letting the decision happen rather than making the decision, Gemini. So just keeping it straight for you, there are these themes and patterns that are cycles that you are repeating because you're not being clear in your communication. So just keeping that's solid. Okay, I'm asking your higher self what's going on. Yeah, your higher self is even saying, let's go into some healthy self-reflection here. Let's think about what it is that we want. Hold up. I think that you do that happening now and into the near future, even with this distraction going on. Yeah, and the distraction is like, whoa, I figure out what really makes me happy. I'm going into healthy self-reflection and I'm figuring out this is the type of energy that's making me really happy, and this other type of energy is making me really stressed out. Okay. So I'm going to get a little bit more clarification with the Lenormand gem. What's going on? I want to look at your advice first, please. Your advice, Gemini. Ooh, your advice is also figuring out what you want to romance, figuring out what your desires actually are. It's like, take a moment, even with that Hermit card and this slowing it down night, and it's like, what kind of romantic commitment am I focusing on? This is advice. So it's like identifying that for yourself. What is going to make me happy romantically? I want to ask your higher self for any guidance. Higher self, Gemini, higher self, what's up? Yeah, your higher self is like, you've come a long way. You've learned a whole lot. You've been through some stuff, and you know what's golden and you know what's not. I feel like this has more to do, especially with this. Sorry, not sorry, but this is also like I'm having internal conflict about shoulds and shouldn'ts. What should I do? What's the right thing to do? What are my obligations? What are my responsibilities? Versus what's going to make me happy? What's going to make me feel like I'm a winner? You know, what's going to make me feel like I won the whole game? And ultimately, winning the whole game, it has to do with happiness and joy. I feel like what your soul lesson here in this, Gemini, it is figuring out how to express yourself even when it's not popular. Like, okay, this is what I thought I wanted, but I realized that this is what I want, and I'm going to have to express this and communicate this in a way that is clear rather than having the situation make the choice for me, kind of thing. That's the soul lesson in it. Ultimately, you're just trying to be happy and trying to find what is aligned with you. Okay, I want to ask your angels and guides. What are you thinking about? Here you are, being all fancy and dapper, and this is really like wanting to start something new, wanting to romance somebody. So this really is quite romantic. I want to look at happening now and into the near future and the trajectory with a little bit more clarification, and then we'll ask the romance oracle. Gemini, what's going on? Okay, so happening now and into the near future. Yep, there's some cloudy stuff going on. So this is shady communication, cloudy communication, not clear communication, maybe even being confused, like, oh wow, this is going to totally make me happy. But is it solid? Is it safe? What if I make this jump and it's not solid, safe, and secure? What if that happens, Gemini? Right, you're talking about being sneaky monkey. Like, it's not talking about being sneaky monkey. There's more of this contemplative thing about, I don't really want to be sneaky monkey. I don't want to go behind people's backs. I don't really want to prolong. I don't want to create that kind of cycle. But it seems like that kind of cycle or that kind of energy is around because there isn't a clear communication about what's going on, and you're enjoying the attention from other people. Things are starting, feelings are happening. So, and it's not that it's sneaky monkey. It's more like, let's stop it before it gets that way. Let's identify what this is, or let's clear up this cloudiness before it gets weird. let's bring clarity into this before it gets shady, basically. Okay, so yeah, actually, I want to get some more clarity on present time energy. Present time energy is like my sacred heart within my tiny space within the sacred space of my heart is speaking to me. It is calling to me. Oh, it's telling me to move forward, move on. It's telling me to be in momentum, be in the momentum of, it's like being in your biorhythms, but you're being in the biorhythms that are matching somebody else too. That's also how you win. You're in a situation that matches you, you're aligned with it. You're in a relationship, or you're with a person that matches you, that you're aligned with, not in a relationship that is creating so much anxiety that you're like, no, I can't even listen. All right, I want to look into the trajectory with the clarifier. Oh my, this is like, I totally feel like not only did I win everything, I have more than I've ever asked for. I feel gluttonous. I have so much, but this is about, I really am feeling very grateful when I look at this card. It's like, I can't believe that I have so much. It's like filling your heart chakra. So staying in this situation, big picture, going back and forth, and that was feeling like work, relationship, and then it seemed like maybe you were choosing work over a relationship that was causing some conflict, but ultimately that happens for a reason. I'm still looking, right? Oh gosh. Okay, so here's the moon card for the trajectory, and it's all about romance. It's like your cup overfloweth in the romance department, Gemini. Let's ask your guides and angels, get some romance oracle going on here. Gemini, what's going on? Worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. So whatever the wait is, divine timing. Okay. Perhaps the wait is more so clearing up the communication, starting this in the right way, or if the relationships have been overlapping, clearing that up now rather than continuing that, whether rather than continuing that cycle, clearing it up, ending one thing and beginning something else. Your next card, this situation involves marriage. Okay, and you did get the marriage card here, the twin flame 1111 in your trajectory with this new fiery beginning. So just saying, Gemini. This looks like, ooh, I want to say power partner. Okay, one more of these. Healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. You know, this kind of makes me wonder if your pattern of whatever it is, whether it's overlapping relationships or non-clear communication somehow, if your pattern doesn't come from, something that you've learned or something that you've osmosed from your caretakers when you were growing up. Okay, Gemini, I feel like there's one last thing that wants to come out. I'm going to pull it out of this. It's a tarot deck, but it's like unicorn tarot deck. So I just, ooh. Whoa, Gemini. Okay, here's the deal. You got the four of wands again, the marriage card. But then what also popped out was the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. This is they're a couple, so they're coming in as a divine couple, but they're also the married couple. So whatever, Gemini, this is like so much marriage energy with this new fiery beginning. I don't even know what to tell you. So let me know how this resonated with you, what's going on with you, in the comments section below. And I'll be back toward the end of April with more. So I'm looking forward to reading for you again. Have a wonderful rest of your month, Gemini.